What if you could tackle anxiety not just with your thoughts, but with a hidden network in your own brain? For most of human history, faith was a matter of the heart. But what if science can now show us that connecting to something greater is a powerful and measurable neurological event? Neuroscientists are beginning to map the very brain circuits that light up during deep moments of prayer and meditation. And the most fascinating part, they're finding that you can intentionally activate these circuits to help find calm in the chaos. For centuries, experiences like faith and prayer were things you simply felt. They offered a sense of peace that was hard to explain, and the worlds of science and spirituality seemed miles apart. But that's changing fast. In labs across the globe, a new field called neurotheology is bridging that gap. It uses advanced brain imaging to explore what happens inside our heads when we have a spiritual experience. The question is no longer if these experiences affect our brains, but how they might physically reshape the organ that builds our reality. Scientists have discovered that dedicated spiritual practice isn't just a passing thought. It can have tangible effects on our neural architecture. Dr. Andrew Newberg, a pioneer in this field, has spent decades scanning the brains of people in deep prayer and meditation, from Franciscan nuns to Buddhist monks. His research suggests that the more you focus your mind on a spiritual practice, the more these patterns can become strengthened in the neural connections of your brain. So what does this God network actually look like? It's not one single spot, but a complex web of brain regions that change in remarkable ways. When you engage in focused prayer, brain scans show a surge of activity in your frontal lobes, especially the prefrontal cortex. This is your brain's command center, responsible for focus, planning, and willful attention. During prayer, it lights up, but here's where it gets truly fascinating for anyone battling anxiety. While your focus centers are activating, some studies suggest another crucial area can begin to quiet down: the amygdala. The amygdala is your brain's fear hub, the center of your fight-or-flight response. Research on contemplative practices like meditation shows that regular practice may reduce activity in the amygdala, which could help lower feelings of anxiety and fear. Over time, this kind of practice doesn't just offer temporary relief. It can help strengthen the neural circuits for emotional regulation, potentially making you more resilient to daily stress. Using technologies like fMRI and SPECT scans, researchers can watch this happen. These scans measure blood flow in the brain, showing which areas are most active. In a state of deep personal prayer, scientists see a distinct pattern of activity emerge. In addition to the changes in the prefrontal cortex and amygdala, they've often observed decreased activity in the parietal lobes. This part of the brain helps create our sense of self and our orientation in time and space. When this area goes quiet during prayer or meditation, people often report feeling a sense of oneness and losing themselves in something larger, a neurological parallel to the feeling of transcendence. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a brain state that can be measured. So how can you activate this for yourself? The science suggests that the way you pray matters. Simply reciting words may not have the same powerful effect. The key seems to be personal, conversational prayer. Studies have found that when people talk to God as if they're in a relationship, it activates brain regions associated with social interaction. Your brain appears to respond as if you're connecting with another person, which can strengthen pathways for empathy and connection. To engage these circuits, find a quiet space. Speak from the heart. Turning unfocused fears into conscious words moves that emotional energy from your reactive limbic system to your thinking prefrontal cortex, where you can process it. While more research on prayer is needed, studies on similar practices like mindfulness meditation give us a clue. One influential study showed that as little as 27 minutes of daily practice over 8 weeks appeared to produce measurable changes in the brain. Other authors have popularized a 12-minute-a-day figure. If you find this intersection of science and faith as fascinating as we do and want more insights into using these tools for a better life, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Imagine someone who is constantly overwhelmed by social anxiety. The idea of a meeting or a party makes their heart race. They feel trapped by it. But they start a simple practice. Every morning, for just a few minutes, they sit quietly and have a heartfelt conversation with a higher power. They talk about their fears, their desire to connect, and their gratitude for small moments of peace. At first, nothing might seem to change, but week by week, those neural pathways are being gently rewired. Their prefrontal cortex may get stronger, allowing for better focus. Their amygdala might become less reactive. Then one day, they walk into a crowded room and notice their heart isn't pounding. The fear might still be a quiet hum in the background, but it's no longer in the driver's seat. They have, in effect, strengthened the parts of their brain that can foster peace and weakened the parts that fuel anxiety. We're living in a revolutionary time where science is starting to offer a new understanding of what people of faith have felt for millennia. That spiritual practice can be powerful. It's not an abstract belief, but a form of mental training that may physically reshape the brain to bring peace, resilience, and a profound sense of connection. This spiritual network isn't a magic button, but a testament to how our brains seem wired for transcendence. By intentionally engaging in these ancient practices, we can take an active role in calming our own minds and managing anxiety.